Hey guys, alright, so I'm gonna talk to you about this one thing that doesn't really need to be addressed, I guess. But I noticed when I made some videos, I forgot I put in a couple of scary stories, the ghost parts that I made. Um, these are my Ohio experience. I put one in, but I didn't put the last two in. Um, so my uncles owned a car dealership. Well, not really a car dealership, but they owned a garage and it had like a couple of cars that they towed and repoed and stuff like that. But they were modeling, and we've always had this, kind of my brother always told me, cause he likes scary stuff, so he always told me, oh, when if you go in there, cause they didn't have a bathroom at the time. Your bathroom was inside this like abandoned garage that it was like a barn almost with a couple of cars in there, and it was dark and everything, and they're like, well, that's your bathroom. Fuck that. Like, I don't pee anywhere else but in a toilet, so screw that. Well, my brother told me that there's a guy in there and he doesn't like people in there. So me and my brother would go in there and fucking around, like, who are you, what are you doing in here, blah blah blah. We didn't hear anything. I didn't see nothing either. I didn't care. You know, I'm the oldest sister. I have to pretend I'm not afraid of anything. So we didn't hear anything. So we go back in the house, or we go back into the other garage. Where my uncles are working. Well, what ends up happening is we're not. I should tell you the story before this, but what ends up happening was me and my brother were playing Bloody Mary, like, cause they were actually making a bathroom. And they were like, oh, well, just got done painting, if you want to, do whatever you want. So there was a stool. I mean, it was like 4 by 6, not even that big. So we walk in and just kind of sitting there, and my brother and I had we had a light on top, but it was like actually connected to the actual electricity part. So me and my brother are like, all right, okay, turn out the light, and we're just kind of like sitting there, ha, laughing and shit, and not even caring. And like we heard something, but we didn't like. I mean, we're enclosed in a dark space, and we're sitting on the stool, and I'm sitting on the stool. He's standing by me, and we heard something in the room with us. Like, it wasn't the guys out there. It wasn't our uncles. It was something in the actual. It was actually in there with us. So we turn on the lights, and I'm like, "What was that? What was that?" And he's like, "Man, I'm scared. What is it?" So I'm like, "Oh, it's nothing." You can see everything. Like, if you sit in one spot, you can see everything. So we're sitting there, and I'm like, let's do it again. Let's do it again. So we turn off the lights, and I felt something brush against my arm, and I thought it was him. And I'm just kind of like, what are you doing? And all of a sudden he's like, ow, ow, stop. And I turn on the lights. I'm like, what? And he's like, something was biting me. And I'm like, what do you mean something was biting you? Oh, this gives me chills. He's like, something bit me. And I'm like looking around. I'm like, there's nothing in here with us. It's just us. And he's like, no, something actually bit me. Like, I'm not kidding you. Something bit me. And he showed me his arm. And he had bite marks in his hand. And I'm like, oh, let's go. Let's get out of here. We're gonna go. Well, so we go back out, have our lunch. We start playing baseball and stuff. We play baseball in like this huge open field that we had. And he my uncle calls us, and he's like, I need someone to take the plates off the old car, and someone needs to take them off. And I'm like, oh, I'll do it. I have nothing better to do. I'll do it. So I go and do it, and like I felt like it was kind of a rainy day, so it was like just misting out. And I go outside. I'm by myself, and I'm taking out like the screws, and I had my back turned to the garage, and I'm kind of like just doing the front plates. And I heard something. I kind of turned, didn't see anything. So I still had this eerie feeling like someone was watching me. So I grab the plate, grab the bolts, take the back one off. As I'm taking the back one off, I see something out the corner of my eye, and I don't know how to describe this. There was Here's the garage. I saw a man dressed in all black. He looked at me. I just remember a hat. I just remember he had a cowboy hat on, and he looked at me, and he was like right here by the garage. Now I'm over here, like over here, and he's here. I see he looks at me and walks into the back of the garage. Now being me, I get up and I run to the back of the garage, and I'm like, and like if certain areas, if you see somebody walking, you can if you get there, if you get there, no matter how fast you run, you're still gonna see them. I didn't see him, so I go into the like there's one door they can get into. So I run into the back, and I'm like, do you guys see that guy? Do you guys have a customer? Who is that? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I saw a guy who's just in a black with a black hat, and he came in here. He must have came in here. And they're like, no one's come in here. I'm like, oh, so I'm pretty much seeing a ghost. You're telling me, and he's like, you saw the one from the barn. He's scaring you now, and I'm like, what? The one from the what? The one from the butt? The what? And he's like, the one from the barn. And I'm like, what do you mean the one from the barn? He's like, the one from the barn. He must have came and saw you. Where'd you see him? And I'm like, I saw him behind the garage when I was taking off the plates. And they're like, you saw him. And I'm like, so it is haunted. So, I got back to doing my plates, and it just kept carrying on. Well, that next weekend, my aunt and my aunt comes over. My aunt lived across the street with my uncle, and they came out, and they're like, oh, so we heard you saw something today or yesterday at the garage. And I'm like, yeah. And they're telling me the story that they did EVP up there. And I'm like, you did EVP. Now, for all of you who do not know what EVP means, it's electric voice phenomena, something like that. Basically, if a ghost talks to you, they can talk to you back. I forgot what it's all about. I don't know what, I think that's what it is, but don't count on it. But all I know is that it means that the ghost talks to you. And I'm like, okay. They said, oh yeah, we were up there for about a couple hours one night, and we were doing it. And we didn't hear anything the entire night. We did hear like a dog whimpering and like walking around, but that was it. And I'm like, you had a dog? That's cool. Like, so like basically dogs, and I want to point this out to all the pastors out there, because I'll tell you the story in a minute or another one, but that proves that animals have spirits, and that they do go to fucking heaven or wherever they go. They don't just die. What a couple pastors told me, say they just fuck you pastors. That's another reason I don't believe in God. But so they're telling me about this, and I'm like, oh, so did you get anything else? And they're like, well, before we left, we asked, do if you want us to if you have any requests or want us to do something, let us know. And at the end of the voice recording, it says, get out. That's scary. But yeah, that was pretty much the scariest, stuff that we've had, just attract ghosts. I attract ghosts. I don't know what it is. Ghosts like me for some reason. It scares the living crap out of me. I mean, it's cool. I mean, to know ghosts, it's pretty cool, but it's kind of scary. People think you're crazy. Like, oh, you believe in ghosts? You're crazy. No, they exist, dude. You just haven't seen them. Sorry to tell you, they exist. You're talking to one who knows them firsthand. That's why I watch a lot of ghost shows, like Ghost Adventures, Ghost. Okay, I don't watch Ghost Hunters. It's too annoying. But I watch a lot of ghost stuff. So yeah, I know my ghosts. So I guess that is my untold ghost stories. Ooh.